Hello everyone, I'm Indro and today in our Photoshop Power Tips, I'll show you how to type in a circle. Typing in a circle is one of the most frequently asked questions in Photoshop. So if you also had this one, hang along and today I'll show you how you can type both inside and outside a circle. So let's start with creating a fresh document, and I'll fill this document with gray so that all our cursors are correctly visible. To fill this one with gray, I'll just hit Shift and F5, and in this fill window I'll select 50% gray in the contents and select OK. Now I'll create a new layer and I'll select this ellipse tool and I'll hold Shift and drag to make it a perfect circle, and I'll just fill this one with a dark color so that when we type with white it's pretty much visible. I'll align it to center, and as it snaps I'll release it so that it gets aligned to the center. And if it does not snap, make sure you have a snap enabled. To do that, go to View, Snap. So now let's select our path. I'll select Path Selection tool, and as you can see, the path from this ellipse shape is visible. If it's absent for you, you can go to Paths and select this ellipse shape path. Now you need to select the horizontal type tool and bring it on top of the path. And just as you see this curvy cursor, you can click on it and you will see the type cursor to appear. Now you can type anything and you can see that the text is following the shape of the path. And now here are a few things that we need to point out, and you can modify and customize this text appearance pretty much to your liking. To do that, select this path selection tool, and just as you see this cursor, and this cursor is turning to something like this shape with an arrow, you can hold it and drag it, and as you can see, it's marking the boundaries of this text. And here, this cursor with the shape of like a cross here, as you can see, marks the starting of the boundary, and the cursor with the circle below marks the end of the boundary. And also one thing to note is, I'll just double click on this layer thumbnail so that my text gets selected, and as you can see, the text is center aligned. So if I go back to my path selection tool, and here you can see a diamond shaped cursor, so that marks the center point of this path. So as you can see, when I'm dragging these boundaries, you can see that the center is always aligned to the center of the text. Also, you can hold this and drag it so that the entire text gets moved. So this is how you can type outside a circle, and also pretty much all text operations apply on this. Like I'm selecting this text by double clicking on the layer thumbnail, and I can left align, right align, center align, and also perform this character operations. Like I can change the tracking and the kerning and also the baseline shift. Pretty much all operations are available here. So I'll try to snap this boundaries so that our text gets aligned properly. By the way, if snap is not enabled for you, you can turn it on by going to View, Snap. So as you can see, my boundary pointers are perfectly in a horizontal line. Now I'll duplicate this layer and I'll show you how you can type inside a circle. So I'll hide the previous layer for the time being, and I'll select the whole text by double clicking on the layer thumbnail, and I'll just change it and click this check mark to commit. Now With our path selection tool enabled, you can hover over this text, and just as you see that your cursor turns to something like this with two arrows pointing in opposite directions, you can drag so that your text comes inside the circle. So you drag outside the shape, it will go outside the circle, and you drag inside, it will go inside the circle. And with my left click pressed on, I'm rotating so that the boundaries gets aligned to where I want them. So right now I'll again duplicate this layer. I'll show you why I did that, but before that I'll just quickly change this text. Lower down the font size a bit and hit the check mark. Okay, now I'll enable this layer, and as you can see that I'm trying to achieve two texts here. One will be inside the circle and another will be at the bottom portion of the circle but outside it. So here, as you can see, the text how to type in a circle is still inside it. We can take it out by selecting the entire text by double clicking on the layer thumbnail and selecting this baseline shift and hitting our down arrow so that the text gets aligned with the shape. Now I can turn my first layer on, and also I'll show you another text just below this Photoshop power tips, which will be inside the circle but in the top position. To do that, I'll duplicate this layer by hitting Ctrl J on Windows or Command J on Mac, and I'll hide the initial layer. I'll double click on the layer thumbnail to select the entire text, and I'll change it. I'll again select the entire text. I'll reduce it a bit. Now we'll use the previous method. We'll just select the entire text and bring about characters panel and edit this baseline shift to take it down this path line. Now I'll enable my first layer, and this is how you can type both inside and outside and also above and below a circle. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again in another power tip. Till then, stay creative.